we paid witness to the debut of the Motor City Machine Guns. Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin are now officially in the WWE. And we also got us some bloodline drama. Jey Uso, for what feels like a year, maybe a year and some change, finally has confronted his bloodline cohorts. First off, coming face to face with Timo Tribal Chief, Solo Sikoa, and his bloodline. But then, also coming face to face with Roman Reigns and his brother, Jimmy Uso. Jey told Solo, look bruh, you are dividing the family. You are disgracing the bloodline name. You are not acting like a proper tribal chief. I'm pretty sure that will play into the IC title match this Monday. Spoiler alert, I think Jey's title reign is going to be mighty short. But ultimately, when Jey came face to face with Roman Reigns, and Roman told him, I'm proud of you, Jey looked him in his face and said, no eat, and walked away. And Roman had to go at it alone. He had to once again go at it alone and take on the bloodline by himself. But unfortunately, even though he is one of the best, he is just one man. And no one man can handle an army. That army being the bloodline, this new savage bloodline led by Solo. He fell just like he did weeks ago. Actually, like he did last week. Roman cannot beat this bloodline without help. Cody's not here to help him this time. Cody's not here to save him. Cody's got his own issues. Namely with Kevin Owens and this trophy, the Crown Jewel Championship trophy that no one cares about except him and Gunther. But he's got his own problems. He can't help Roman. And why would he? Let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, Roman Reigns was a monster. He was an absolute headache for everybody on the roster for 3.5 years. Everything that Solo is doing now, Roman was doing way before him. So why should anyone feel sorry for him? What happened to Roman tonight, you could argue, was just desserts. He got exactly what he deserved. He put himself in this situation, and he's paying for his own crimes. And it's a sad thing to see. So if Roman wants to get Jey's help, if he wants to make right, he's going to have to do right. I'm proud of you, Jey. That ain't enough. You're going to have to do more than that, Roman. Unfortunately, saying I'm sorry ain't enough either. Abuse for 3.5 years. That's going to take a lot more than I'm sorry. I love this. The storytelling for WWE, at least when it comes to the bloodline, is next level. This is how you hook the fans. And I love that it's playing into different aspects of the shows. Not just with SmackDown, but also Raw. You already know the bloodline is going to interfere in Jey and Braun Breaker's match on Monday. And yes, I do expect Jey to lose that title. Unfortunately. What else are we going to do? But that's how you tell the story. Jey is going to have to eventually get back with Roman if the idea is to do OG bloodline versus the new bloodline. But they got issues to work out. A ton of issues. I would expect Jey and Roman to come to blows eventually. Hell, it might happen on Monday Night Raw. Might happen on SmackDown next week. It doesn't seem like we're wasting time. It feels like we're getting to it. I was thinking this was going to happen a lot later. Nope. They're getting right to the drama. I love that. I mean, it's not like they don't have time to do it.
Good evening, just Alyx from the Mod Father.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce you, the Mod Father, a man from the land of A&B Convos. Good to have you here, sir. I hope you stick around for this lovely review. I won't keep you here too long. I'm just saying hello to the people. But this storytelling is next level. And I love that we're not wasting time with it. I also love what we're doing with Kevin Owens. Everything they did with Kevin Owens tonight has me believing he should be the one to dethrone Cody. And let me tell you why. First off, I love that he didn't appear in terms of in person on SmackDown. He was on SmackDown, but not physically. He put out a video. He put out a video earlier today on his social media, cutting an unscripted promo, trashing WWE for protecting, in his words, protecting their golden boy, Cody Rhodes, for something he did to Kevin. He betrayed Kevin. And see, oh my goodness.
I'm excited to see the MCMG finally in WWE. They truly deserve it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like the Super Chatters have come out tonight. I love to see it. I love to hear the music. Ladies and gentlemen, get your Super Chats in. Get them in. Give me your thoughts. We'll talk about MCMG in just a second. But I love what they did with Kevin Owens. That promo he cut, the way he is able to logic everything. The way he's able to make you at least believe in some sense, is he right? When you deep down know this man is totally in the wrong. You know here and here, Kevin's wrong. But he's able to use his words to make you believe he's right. And I think that's why I personally believe he should be the one to dethrone Cody. Everyone's saying it should be Randy. Nah. I think with the way they're setting things up, especially now that we have WWE themselves blocking all access to Kevin. Randy Orton went to Nick Aldis, GM Nick Aldis, and asked for a match against Kevin. Nick Aldis said, I no longer have the authority to book Kevin Owens on the show. Randy Orton's like, why not? Nick Aldis said, comes from above. So Randy Orton told him, all right, so I guess I have to go talk to the game in the middle of the ring. Yep. He's going to have to take it to Triple H. Now, why is Triple H blocking Kevin Owens from coming? This story is getting wild. If Triple H is getting involved with Kevin Owens, you know it's something big. You know it's something serious. I'ma need them to treat Kevin like he's a monster, like he is Kevin Steen. He can't be controlled. He is a maniac. He's here to cause chaos. And I think that contrasts with Cody being the good guy, but also the corporate figure, the company man, against almost an anti-Stone Cold Steve Austin. Someone who's here to just destroy everything that is WWE. My goodness, that's the perfect feud to do. I mean, we say Survivor Series. Fuck it. We can get this to WrestleMania. Let's get months of this on television. Let's make this modern day almost Kevin versus WWE, but flip it. Let's flip it. When Austin was doing it back in the 90s, he was seen as the anti-hero and fans got behind him, and the WWE was the bad guys. Maybe we could tell the story right where Kevin is the villain, and of course, everyone loves WWE now, so he'll be, man, I don't know. There's a lot of things we can do with this, and it gets me so excited. But yes, if it was up to me, Kevin is the one that ends Cody's run. You got to. That just makes the most sense to me. Let's talk about him. What I'm sure everybody is here to see and hear me talk about is the debut of Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, the Motor City Machine Guns. You noticed how different these tag matches have been in the last few weeks, right? Especially the ones tonight. Both triple threat tag matches were fast paced, especially the ones involving Motor City Machine Guns. I won't say they were the most cleanest, perfectest matches I've seen. There were some sloppy moments in there. I'll admit that. But for the most part, these tag matches have been fire. On purpose. So whoever is producing these tag matches, give them a raise. Give them a fat raise. Because it's clear we're changing how we're doing tag matches across the board now to accommodate for the style that Motor City Machine Guns bring to the table. And you're seeing them being set up to take those tag team belts from the Bloodline. So we're doing DIY versus MCMG, the Battle of the Abbreviations, next week. That's a pay-per-view match right there. That is a pay-per-view quality match, and we're getting it on free TV next week. Now, we already know MCMG is going to win. And when they fight the Bloodline, they should beat the Bloodline. Elevate your tag team division through Motor City Machine Guns. And here's the thing. Alyx, Shelley, and Chris Sabin, they're such good veterans. They've been in this game long enough. They can just call the matches themselves. I don't think you guys know this. When they were doing that series with Beer Money, yes, I'm taking it back to 2008 with Beer Money, James Storm, and Robert Roode, you know who I'm talking about. Those matches were produced by them. That was all them. That was all Alyx, Shelley, Chris, Bobby, Robert, and James. They did those matches. You gotta understand something. These guys are pros. These guys can work with anybody, with anything that you give them. This is going to be a momentous shift for WWE in terms of their tag team division, tag team wrestling. I say give it a month for them to adjust to the WWE style. I guarantee you, tag team wrestling will be popping before the end of the year. Going into next year, I shudder to think how great it's going to be. And it pisses me off that Tony Khan will not let the Lucha Bros come in. Imagine just for a second, if Tony Khan wasn't an asshole, wasn't being petty, let, of course, Pentagon Jr. and Rey Fenix out of their contracts and they sign with WWE. And you get that two-punch, MCMG and the Lucha Bros. Bro, we would be seeing the best tag team wrestling in the world. Period. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to happen. We're still going to get the Lucha Bros in the future. Don't worry about that. It's just going to take a little longer. Because Tony Khan he's not going to let Luchas out of their contract until the end of next year. So we probably won't see them until 2026, which is stupid. That's so stupid. That doesn't help anybody. Who does that help? Who does that hurt? Doesn't hurt the WWE. They're fine. And that just hurts AEW. Doesn't help anybody. So I'm very glad that the Motor City Machine Guns are finally in WWE. And again, I don't know how long they're going to be wrestling. They're both in their 40s. They're both coming to the end of their careers. So I'm not expecting them to be here long term. I do expect eventually they'll transition into trainers, agents. But you know what? These next 3 to 5 years, let's get the best out of them. Heels, baby faces. Let's see them elevate the tag team division the way it should be elevated. The rest of SmackDown was fine. Again, I don't have anything against the women, per se. I like that we're giving more TV time to newer talent. They're really pushing Jakora Jackson and Lash Legend. They really want these two to be seen as legit competitors for Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. They're not, but I appreciate it. I like that we're getting new faces on TV. I think we should get more of that, not just for SmackDown, but also Raw. Candice LeRae pinned Bayley. Can I say that again? I don't think you guys heard me because that's not a sentence I thought I would ever ever utter. Candice LeRae pinned Bayley. You know, 1/4 of the 4 horsewomen, top of the WWE, multiple time women's champion. Yeah, Candice LeRae pinned her. That's a big deal. That's a huge deal. It's about time we started showing Candice LeRae some respect. Between you and me, I think Candice LeRae is a women's champion. Give me a second.
If Vince was still in charge, we would never see a Motor City Machine Gun in WWE. Thank God they kicked him out.
You probably would, but not the way you expect to. He would have changed their name and their names. They wouldn't be called MCNG. They would be called something stupid because Vince has to put his stamp of approval on things. And it wouldn't have worked. So you're right. But also, we don't know what Vince would have done. It wouldn't have been good. That we can agree on. Candice LeRae is a women's champion. She's the Speed Women's Champion. She won that belt recently. But I'm talking more about like an actual women's champion. Candice LeRae is really good, y'all. And it is disappointing to me that it's taking WWE a little too long to get some momentum behind her. I do like the idea of having her cohort, her friend, help her win her matches. That's fine. And I think that's good for the kind of heel that they want her to be. But I think eventually, I would like to see PWG Candice LeRae come into the fold. I think she would be a very believable women's champion with the right booking, of course. Get her character together, 1,000%. I'm not sitting here saying that I care about her because of her in-ring talent. I love her because of everything that she represents, you know. But I like that we're continuing to shuffle more women into these spots. You had Naomi pin Nia Jax last week, so they're setting up a women's championship match with her in the future. Bayley seems to be kind of transitioning into a much lower role to help elevate talent. Yeah, honestly, I love Bayley, but we've kind of hit a wall with her. Anyone else kind of feel like we've hit a wall with Bayley? Like, turn her heel's not going to be able to do much. Turning her face isn't going to be able to do much. I don't know. Something's off. I don't really know what's missing from Bayley, but we've hit a wall with her. We've hit a wall with her. And I don't know what they got to do to change it, but I hope they figure it out. The women's divisions are still kind of in limbo right now. The only thing that I care about when it comes to the women, you already know what I'm going to say, Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. That's it. That's all we got. And even that's starting to lose its steam a little bit. I am invested in what they're doing with Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax. That is also a storyline they got going. But that's still in the building stages. We haven't hit its peak yet. We'll get there, and then when we're there, I'll love it. But it's not what Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley was for the last few months, since the summer. That feud carried Raw. It was the Liv, Dom, Rhea Ripley show for a good portion of the summer. It still kind of is, but you're starting to see it lose some steam now. Because we got Raquel Rodriguez involved. I'm not saying it's Raquel's fault, but you notice that it's not as... the heat's kind of gone. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like the women need something. They need like a legit, whether it's a legit heel, a legit storyline, a legit feud. I don't know what the deal is, but the women aren't cooking. Maybe we need the return of a certain queen. We'll talk about her in a future video. Thank you all so much for joining me. We are going to get to this lovely review. I'm not going to waste too much time. I'm not going to go into detail about each segment, but I do want to break it down to give you my thoughts. Thank you all so much for joining me for this lovely live stream. While you're here, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Wow, you're at it! Help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership, click that join button, and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing. Whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks. If you would like to donate after the fact, you can also like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter at Just Alyx Central. Give me a follow on Instagram. Give me a follow on Spotify. Give me a follow on Cameo. Give me a follow on Threads. Follow us on Discord. And give me a follow on TikTok, where I am the tickest of the talkest. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo. And yes, Super Chats are officially on. You can donate at any point in time during the broadcast to get your thoughts played live on the air. Email me at justalyxasworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi. You can get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Are you a Just Alyx guy? Then join the club. Get you an I'm a Just Alyx guy t-shirt, hot off the press. Get you an old school Delay X-Men t-shirt. Get you a new school Alyx's World t-shirt, and many, many, many more t-shirt designs coming your way. So stay tuned for more and join the cause right here in Alyx's World. I want to thank the lovely people over at Mint Mobile Country for being the partners of this lovely broadcast. You know what we're here for. We're here to offer you sweet mobile plan deals. Think about how much you pay for your plan. Your mobile plan, the phone you're watching me on right now with all that data, unlimited data for some of you. Imagine having all of that, the quality, the unlimited data, the unlimited talks, all of that for $15 a month. Same quality, 5G network, all of it. But all you gotta pay is $15 a month. Now, wouldn't that be a steal? If you're interested, let me get you some more details with a word from our partners before we get to some shoutouts. This video is partnered by Mint Mobile. Like many of you, I've been trying to cut back on expenses lately, but let's be real. It's tough when you got things to do and you don't want to give them up. But sometimes you have to make those sacrifices to pay your phone bill and satisfy the big tech companies. That was until I discovered Mint Mobile. Mint Mobile offers premium wireless services starting as low as $15 a month. With Mint Mobile, you can get high-speed data plus unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network. The best part? You get to keep your phone and even the phone number. Now, if you do want to purchase your own phone, they do have phones available on the website, which you can get through the link. The internet service is reliably fast. It's so seamless, I put it up there with any other network on the market. Now, some of you might think switching to a new service is a hassle. Let me reassure you, this is only going to take you 15 minutes to set up. You could literally do it right now from your phone. No need to leave your house or contact anybody. And if your device does not support eSIM, then Mint Mobile will personally ship you a physical SIM card. So if you're like me and you want to save a little bit of money without sacrificing anything, use the link trymintmobile.com/justalyx and start your wireless plan today as low as $15 a month. Don't lose out on this opportunity. Start saving money by switching to Mint Mobile today. Thank you all so much for making me a part of your day. You lovely people are, of course, chatting it up. Before we get to the shoutouts, we gotta show love to the people who keep this a safe space. I'm talking about the Mod Squad. So show your love to A&B Wait, they're not here yet. We'll get to them in just a second. Jump the gun on that one. I mean, show your love to the Mod Squad. Ultra! Sean Nice and Fires the Heart, Elias, a demon. New Japan Pro Wrestling, y'all. Khalil does everything. Highway dealing, a danger. And of course, Big MGM, because they help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you and like us. Do I see them all in here? Where they at? Come on, y'all. Well, one of the mods I hopefully will have in here in just a second, but also like the video. The more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube. So help boost the algorithm by hitting that like button. Shout outs. Let me see who's here in the live chat. Let's see who's here. I see a lot of people from A&B Combos lands. Specifically, I see Jody Bennett. Woo! What's good, Jody? Good to have you here, sir. I see Debit. Money. Debit Money Adams, your Super Chat champion, ladies and gentlemen. Debit Money Adams is riding off high after helping to donate $700 because of a huge title defense this past weekend. Now, unfortunately, he fell just short of beating the champ is here, Omar Feliciano, but his championship was not on the line. See, ladies and gentlemen, when you come for the king, you best not miss. And see, with Debit Money Adams, everybody's got a price. So Debit Money Adams will not be defending his belt into the Survivor Series. But do know, if you want that, you know what you gotta do. Good to have you here, champ. Speaking of champs, is that who I think it is? Speaking of champs, big shout out to the man himself. Big shout out to 3 Diglets, who just got back from a competition. Good to have you here, sir. Always know, to be the man, woo, you gotta beat the man. And until he's beaten, 3 Diglets will always be the man. I see Jake, the original tribal chief, calls himself the original tribal chief. Pikachu Black, JJ, who let the dogs out? Ooh. Joe Arredondo, T-Man. I don't know, T-Man. I don't know about that one. YouTube member and also former Super Chat champion himself in his own right, King Mike Tots, is also in the building. King Mike Tots feels like Bayley has been phoning it in since Sasha Banks left. I mean, an argument could be made. Argument could be made there. I think she's been phoning it in since Damage Control left her. I think she was bringing her A game during that feud, during that storyline. And since it ended, she hasn't been trying. All right, a couple more. King Tyler, Rachel S. And the last one's going to go to... who's it going to go to? Got a lot of people in here. SD Kai. All right. Thank you all so much for being here. Listen, if I don't say your name, it's not because I hate you. I have a lot of people in here, but I also have somewhere to be. So we're going to go ahead and move things along here. Once again, get your super chats in. Also, give me your grades. A, B, C, D, F. And of course, your scores, 1 out of 10, 10 being the highest. What did you feel about SmackDown tonight? Let me know. And I'll get to you at the end of the stream. Let's talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. Friday Night SmackDown. Of course, October 18th, 2024. We were live. Sold out crowd. Columbia, South Carolina. That thing was packed to the brim. That was a big crowd, and they were loud too. Great crowds make a great show. They opened up with Solo Sikoa. Gets on the microphone and demands that they acknowledge him. Before he could speak, he's interrupted by, of all people, the IC champion, Jey Uso. Now, when he first came out, not gonna lie, shocked me. Shouldn't have. But I thought to myself, ain't this a bit too soon? We're going to this already? I would have thought Jey would have stayed away for as long as possible. But he showed up. He tells Solo, Jey tells Solo, he still cares about him. He's his little brother. And he came here before Roman and Big Jim even got to talk to him one-on-one. He wanted to do it before they did. Oos to oos. He tells Solo to think about what he's doing to the family and what he's doing to the bloodline. He is dividing the bloodline. He talks about his own accomplishments and tells Solo that the tribal chief's garland is earned, not taken. And he should want to earn that power from Roman. Not do what he's doing. Insulting the heritage. Destroying everything that they built. Solo stops him. Are you done? I'm not dividing the family. I'm uniting it. And then Jey says, look, bruh, I got no issues with what you're doing. Roman deserves everything that's coming to him. But why them? This is something else I've been noticing. Paul Heyman did this too. Paul Heyman said, why these guys? Why them? Jey said the same thing. These guys are dangerous, Solo. You can't trust Jacob Fatu. You can't trust Erdmo Bonarilla, the gorilla. You can't trust him. And Solo stops him. Let's get something straight. Either you acknowledge me, or you're against us. Are you in or are you out? And then, I love this. Jay responds by saying, it's none of his business, but I'm going to need Jacob to stop looking at me before I smack that taste out your mouth. Looked right at Jacob Fatu and told him, don't you look at me with them beady ass eyes before I whoop that ass. Yeet! And then he just walks away saying, he's not here for that, but the next time he sees him, it's going to be different. Again, shocked the fuck out of me that Jay showed up this early. And not too long after that, Roman and Jay show up. Roman and Jimmy, not that Uso, but the other Uso. Roman and Jimmy show up. They meet Jay backstage. Jay walks up to Roman. Stare off. Heat. Still got tension. Jay goes to walk away. Boom. Roman grabs his arm. He said, get your ass back here. He didn't say that, but he brings him back. He looks Jay in his face and he says, I'm proud of you. We all are. Now you can tell that's something Jay's been looking for. He's been looking for Roman to acknowledge him. But then he remembered, didn't you do this shit to me before? Didn't you do this shit? Didn't you used to manipulate me and abuse me by saying that you're proud of me? Not falling for it. Jay simply says, no yeet. Bounces. Roman is distraught. He's distraught. He's angry. He's like, I mean, come on, man. Why you do that to me? It's what Roman deserves. It's what Roman deserves. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? You let me know if I'm wrong. Roman, unfortunately, still has to reconcile all the bad shit he's done over the last 3 years if he ever wants people to feel sorry for him. To be honest with you, he's getting exactly what he deserves. He has been literally a tyrant, an evil tyrant, running SmackDown, making everybody's lives a living hell. And you expect people like Jey Uso to feel sorry for him? Hell no. If anything, they should be cheering, rooting on Solo to give him his just desserts. Now, we all know this is going to blow up in Jay's face. Because he came to SmackDown, the Bloodline will show up on Monday. And Jay will lose that IC title. Calling it now. What a way to open the show, by the way. They kicked it off with drama. So we had a series of tag team matches, well, 3-way tag team matches, to determine who fights for the tag team titles. The first match was Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, DIY, versus Pretty Deadly versus the Street Profits. This was a great match. Like I said, these tag matches, the way they constructed them feels fresh. And I think they're purposely making them fast-paced to accommodate for the Motor City Machine Guns coming in, because they want the Motor City Machine Guns to lead the tag team division and the way that they wrestle and their style and everything like that. And I'm for it. I'm not against it whatsoever. Matter of fact, I'm actually happy that we're adjusting to how Alyx, Shelley, and Chris Sabin wrestles. So this was a fast-paced tag match. Don't like the fact that we had a commercial break here, but you can't do anything about it. It is what it is. This is one of those matches where I just kind of feel like they should just let go. The ending was crazy. So apparently, Street Profits and DIY both get pinfalls on Pretty Deadly. But DIY won because they pinned the legal man. I love that. I love that we're playing into, you pin the legal man, those are the rules. So now fans are going to be trained to care about that. Smart. The Street Profits, I noticed this, they were pissed. Angry that DIY won by pinning the legal man. You're like, they won fair and square. Street Profits are tired of losing. You're seeing now a change in their behavior. You're seeing them starting to get a little bit more aggressive, starting to feel like they're being cheated. Are we going for a heel turn? Can I be honest? They probably need it, because they've been losing a lot. And I hate the fact that the Street Profits were originally going for that heel turn, and then some way they reneged it, and then they were fighting Final Testament, they went babyface instead. I don't like that. they should have stuck with the heel turn. I hope they go back to being heels, because I feel like that was going somewhere, and they had something going. So let's see what they do. Hopefully they do go heel. Now, DIY won the first tag match. Let's get into the next tag match. The Motor City Machine Guns taking on Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. And of course, A-Town Down. That's Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. This one, just as fast paced. This one was really, really fun. I think this one had a few more issues. You can tell the style that the Motor City Machine Guns are bringing to the table is going to be hard to adjust to, and that's fine. What else are you going to do? You know what I mean? But it is one of those things where at least get it started now so we can get through the growing pains of it. You get what I mean? Eventually... Now he's thinking about me every night. Oh, isn't that sweet? I guess so. So you can sleep, baby, I know. Does that mean espresso?
Bayley just seemed like she wants to go wrestle with Mercedes. Crown Jewel is going to be a slugfest. I'm skipping it. Have you been watching Agatha and Pagans? I going watch EP 2 to 5 of Penguin. Penguin Purple Heart.
Well, look here. I haven't been watching too much outside of what's happening with wrestling. I'll have to check that out. But yeah, like I said before, I think Bayley, the problem with Bayley is that when you have such a intricate storyline like she had with, of course, Damage Control, it's kind of hard to follow that up. I do feel sorry for her somewhat, but at the same time, you still gotta make the most out of what they give you. So I'm not gonna say it's all on WWE's head. I think Bayley deserves most of the blame for how stale she is, but that's just how I feel. Thank you for the donation. The donations are coming in hot tonight, and I appreciate that. Keep them coming in. Keep them coming in. But yeah, I would love to see the Street Profits turn heel. I personally would also like to see them turn Bianca heel. Because we already know that Jade Cargill and Bianca are going to break up. I think Bianca should be the one to go heel, and Jade should be the one to stay babyface. See where they go with that. So next week, we're going to get Motor City Machine Guns, because Motor City Machine Guns do win their match with Austin Theory, Grayson Waller, and then, what are they called? It's Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. They won their match. They adjusted to their style. And I thought, for the most part, it was a good match, very fast-paced. A lot of sloppy moments with the second match more than the first match. But I think when we get to DIY versus MCMG, the Battle of the Abbreviations next week, that is actually going to be a fire match. I think for me, it's going to be one of those things where this is just how I feel. They're slowly adjusting the audience to the fast-paced style that Motor City Machine Guns bring to the table. Slowly. And I think over time, we're going to see more fast-paced in-ring action. Because keep this in mind. SmackDown's going to go to 3 hours next week. Not this week, next year. Oh, Jesus Christ. A little too soon with that. Little too soon. But yeah, next year, they're going to have these matches to keep things going. You know what I mean? So, let's see. Let's see how things work out. Looking forward to that match. DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns. Holy crap. That's a pay-per-view match. And we're getting that for free? Buddy. Let's get it. I'm not going to say no to that. I hope you don't either. Let me see what happens after this. There was some segment backstage where Nia Jackson's talking to Nick Aldis about that god awful Crown Jewel title belt. People don't like it. What can we do? I don't like it, period, because I'm not gonna sit here and act like I care. Anyway, Tiffany Stratton got sick. Nia Jackson needs to find a tag team partner to take on Bayley and Naomi. And guess who shows up? Your new Women's Speed Champion, Candice LeRae. I'm never going to say no to Candice LeRae getting TV time. Again, that's a future Women's Champion right there. Tell me when I'm wrong. And yes, Indy Hartwell was there as well. I don't care about Indy Hartwell. Can we send Indy Hartwell back to NXT? I've been said she was called up too soon. And it looks like I'm right. Let's get Candice LeRae someone like... See, if Raquel Rodriguez was with Candice LeRae, that would have made sense. That would have made a lot more sense. But she's with Liv, so whatever. I get it. Liv Morgan and Raquel were tag team champs. Candice LeRae needs a muscle. Indy Hartwell ain't it. Get her a real muscle. Like an actual, like, oh my god. How do you beat this woman kind of muscle? Like Camille is to Mercedes Moné. That's what Candice needs. Once you give her that, make her women's champion. But she's the partner, Nia Jax. They had the match, Naomi, Bayley versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. I noticed that some of these talents aren't getting their entrances in. They're doing the whole jobber entrance. They did it for DIY and Pretty Deadly, and they also did it for Bayley here, which I thought was, that should let us know what's going to happen to her. But regardless, the match was fine. I didn't really think it was all that special, really. The shocker of the night was seeing Bayley get pinned by Candice LeRae after Indy Hartwell attacked Bayley on the outside. Again, I'm not against Candice getting the win. If you're going to do that spot, can we at least give her a body? We bobbing like...
They're called
This
Los
video
Garza.
is partnered by... Sorry, y'all. I'm just shuffling through all this shit. I didn't mean to do that. Brendan Watson. They're called Los Garza. Los Garza. Gotcha. Los Garza. I appreciate that, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. Los Garza. I'll have to remember that one. But yeah, LeRae pinned Bayley. That's huge, y'all. How do you follow that up? Like, she almost has to get a title match. She won't, but she should. Speaking of women, Lash Legend, NXT talent, took on Piper Niven one-on-one. Here's what I will say. So once again, we're giving these NXT talents more TV time, freshening things up. I'm perfectly fine with them having new faces on from NXT on SmackDown. I think it freshens things up. It keeps the show fresh too, especially if they rotate certain NXT talent onto the show. Like we saw Ethan Page on Raw. That's cool too. I'm not against any of that. Lash Legend versus Piper Niven. I'm very surprised they gave Lash the win here. And she beat Piper relatively clean. No help. So it feels like they're going all in with Lash Legend and Jakora Jackson. Fine with me. I'm cool with it. I do wonder, and this is just from what I've seen with Lash Legend. Are we sure that we want to call her up this early? I'm not saying that she's not ready. I don't watch her as much. But from what I've seen of her, she's not great on the microphone. And she's not necessarily great inside the ring either. She's serviceable inside the ring. And when you have powerhouse matches like she's having with Jade Cargill, Bianca, and of course now with Piper Niven, that protects her. What happens when you get her in the ring with someone like a Bayley? Is she going to be able to have a good match with that one? Or Nia Jax? Are we sure Lash is ready? I don't know. Y'all let me know. But yeah, I don't want another Indy Hartwell situation here where we called them up too soon. And I'm scared that's kind of what we're doing with Lash Legend and Jakora Jackson. Let's not call them up too soon. But it feels like that's what they want to do anyways. So, what you gonna do? Cody Rhodes had a promo talking about that god-awful championship that no one cares about and how he wants to win it for his daughter. Or, you know, the lady at home. I'm assuming it's his daughter. He called Gunther to come confront him next week for the title that no one cares about. Next week. Great. I'm not really all that enthralled with what they're doing with Cody Rhodes right now. We'll get back to how I feel about Cody when we get past Crown Jewel. Now, what matters is what they did with Kevin Owens tonight. I don't know if you saw his promo video, but the video he released on social media was fantastic. I loved his promo video. I thought, this is just how I feel. When you let Kevin do these unscripted promos where no one's managing him, no one's agenting him, you put him in front of a camera and you let him rip and you let him use his logic to tell his story, that's when he's at his best. The way he was able to construe his reasoning for why he attacked Cody was scary. Because, look, on paper, let's be real. Yeah, Cody teaming with Roman, you can see that as a slight to Kevin, but it's really not. Cody is just doing the right thing. He's just doing the right thing, right? But Kevin sees Cody betraying him because you're helping the guy that's made his life a living hell for almost 4 years now. You can see why Kevin feels the way that he does. Almost to the T. What I loved about this promo was that he talks about how WWE isn't allowing him to speak his mind. He's being banned. He's being blocked from coming to work where he belongs, where he can make the money to feed his family. You know, he's really good at making himself ultimately the victim in this situation. But then he also says, okay, so I attacked Cody. Why am I being blocked? Why am I being banned from coming to television when people attack everyone all the goddamn time? Tonight on SmackDown, Carmelo Hayes attacked Andrade. They just got into a fight. Is Carmelo Hayes banned? No. Roman Reigns got attacked by the Bloodline. Were they banned? No. Why do I get banned for attacking Cody? He's not lying. What's going on here? He says they banned me for attacking their golden goose, their golden child. I mean, he's not wrong. Is he wrong, though? And so he says he doesn't know when he'll be back. And then he talked about Randy Orton. And how he felt betrayed by Randy Orton for not taking his side. And he talks about, look, we all like to get on him for betraying everyone. He says, it's different with Randy. Because he felt like Randy was going to be his buddy for life. He tried. He said he genuinely tried to make it work with Randy, but Randy betrayed him. I thought the promo was excellent. Again, we're trying to build Kevin as like this anti-authority, almost anti-Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's the opposite. Well, I won't say like complete opposite, but similar, but the evil version of it. What do we call that? I don't want to say antithesis, but what do you call a villain that's exactly like the hero, but evil? You know what I mean? That's kind of what I feel he is to Stone Cold Steve Austin. Anyways, Randy Orton is seen backstage with Nick Aldis. And Randy Orton wants a match with Kevin Owens. I want Kevin. I want to whoop his ass. I want to beat his ass. And then Nick Aldis said, I can't book the match. Randy's like, what do you mean? Nick says, I literally have no power. I am being blocked by higher authorities, higher ups, from booking Kevin Owens. I cannot have him on the show. And then Randy said, okay, I know who I need to talk to. Bow down to the king. Triple H is getting involved with this storyline now? Yo, you know this is serious. When they're getting Triple H involved with this storyline between Randy, Kevin, and Cody. Oh, this is going to be a crazy build-up to whatever they're doing for Survivor Series going into WrestleMania. If Triple H is getting involved, this is a serious storyline. I can't wait to see where it goes. But I love how they're presenting this storyline. I like that we're not just keeping it on TV. We're doing it off screen. We're doing it on social media. Now it keeps you on your toes. Because the storyline, it doesn't stop on television. It continues. It's literally happening on social media. AEW, take notes. This is how you do proper storytelling. And this is next level storytelling, in my personal opinion. This is amazing. But give me your thoughts about that. I'm enjoying the storyline. I think it's definitely probably one of the best things that they've done all year, in my personal opinion. So I think the only thing left to talk about is the main event, or what happened at the end of the show, right? Because I talked about Night 9, I talked about Lash Legend, I talked about pretty much everything. Yep, I guess this is where we talk about Roman. But let me quickly go through my notes here. I don't want to make sure I miss anything. And Cody talks about Gunther. No one gives a fuck about what Cody said because no one cares about that title. MCMG, we talked about that. Andrade getting attacked. Bayley getting pinned by Candice. LA Knight apparently will be the referee next week for Andrade and Carmelo Hayes Game 7. Game 7, Match 7. Yep, it's Roman. Roman's the last thing we'll talk about. So, Roman, earlier on the show, after getting turned down by Jay, said, I gotta fix this. There's only one way to fix it. He's gonna acknowledge Solo. He's gonna acknowledge him. And you're like, there's no way. There's no way. So Roman shows up at the end of the show, comes out, big pop, acknowledge me. But then he puts the antithesis on it. He says, maybe for the last time, acknowledge me. Brings out Solo. Solo comes out. And then Roman says exactly what Jay said. Bro, like, this is dividing the family. We're all failing. We're not the ones anymore. No one's getting over. No one is benefiting from this. We are divided. We're all losing. We're all looking terrible. The family is in shambles. But we all need to come together and reap the rewards. Make it rain, baby. Make it rain. Win championships. The sky's the limit. Come back together as the bloodline. What you're doing is dividing us. And then he asks Solo, what do I gotta do to fix it? And Solo goes, that's what he literally did. That's that Roman laugh. And then he says, you want me to fix it? You already know what you gotta do. Acknowledge me. Roman put his head down. His lip quivered. Crowd's like, no, don't do it, Roman. Don't do it. And then Roman goes, okay, I acknowledge you. There, I did it. Crowd's booing like, oh, God damn it, Roman. And Solo's like, whoa, pause, wait. Hold on, Chief. Do you think I'm stupid? That's not how this works. I told you to acknowledge me as your tribal chief. So either do it or else. And then Roman goes, or else what? He said, I ain't doing it, Chief. You ain't my tribal chief. Until you beat me one-on-one, I'm the tribal chief. And then Solo said, there he is. That's the Roman I remember. It's always about you and your fucking ego. So since you won't change, I won't change. Snaps his finger. The bloodline brings out Jimmy, and he's already beaten up. He's bruised. I think he was supposed to be bleeding, but it's red. It's close enough. He's battered and bruised. He's out. Roman sees it. He's distraught. And of course, what does he do? He says, one-man army. Bring it. Bloodline hits the ring. He takes them all out. Superman punch, clothesline, tries to go for the spear. But then he sees the Ulafala on the ground. After he takes out all four, sees the Ulafala, grabs it, goes to place it around his neck. Boom! Low blow. Drops him to the floor. And then the 4-on-1 attack commences. He's one man fighting an army. He can't do it. Roman goes down. He gets beaten up. We get the crowd chanting, yeet, 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 yeet. Looking for Jay. Looking for Jay. Where you at, Jay? He's not there. Jay doesn't show up. Doesn't come out to help. The crowd watches as the bloodline destroys Roman. Absolutely brutalizes him. And the show ends. The show ends once again with Roman and Jay. Excuse me, the Roman and Jimmy. I'm getting these two mixed up now. I'm sorry. Roman and Jimmy laying on the floor. Good. Good. This is how you tell a story. Again, I need to reiterate to y'all. Why would Jay help Roman? He's been abused for 3.5 years. Roman was a tyrant to him. He made his life a living hell. Roman is getting exactly what he deserves. And no one should feel sorry for him. Why should he help him? If Roman wants Jay to help him, he needs to reconcile everything that he's done. You're not going to get that in a week. You shouldn't get that next week. You shouldn't get that by what? Crown Jewel? Hell no. The only time they reconcile, and I mean reconcile, is after Roman pours his heart out and tells Jay, you know what? I did what I had to do because I was the tribal chief and I did what I thought was right. But you're right. I screwed you over and you're the better man. Something along those lines. They're going to have to find a way for Roman to reconcile from a storyline standpoint that makes sense. But I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know if you can do all that by Survivor Series. So I think what's going to happen by the time we get to War Games, because the plan is OG Bloodline versus New Bloodline, they're going to have to fill this time with one of those things of, hey, I don't like you, but I'll work with you right now to take on this common enemy. So they're going to be going into that match without their issues resolved. Which, honestly, that makes sense. These issues are way too deep for them to resolve it by Survivor Series. I don't think they should resolve it. I think they should go in with some issues. And I think because of those issues, Solo's bloodline should win. Solo's bloodline has been getting their asses handed to them in matches since Roman came back. Solo needs a victory. He needs a big one. That's the biggest problem with this storyline for me. Solo has been getting his ass kicked. Okay, in matches. Yes, he's been kicking other people's asses outside of the matches. But in terms of winning matches, Solo has been getting his ass handed to him. He has. We need to change that. Jay reconciling with Roman, I think will eventually happen. It's not happening this year. I'll be shocked if it happened next year. But I do think over time, they'll reconcile. And it will be a big moment. I see Jimmy and Jay reconciling before that. Way sooner. We gotta get those two some reconciliation as well. Those two have issues as well. Good luck making them come together. But if you're expecting Jay to forgive Roman, if they want this storyline to make sense, it will be a long time before we see that. That's the truth. That's the truth. Alright, y'all, that's SmackDown. I thought it was a great show. B+. 8.5 out of 10 for me. Storylines are continuing. I hate the fact that we're caught in between this stupid Crown Jewel buildup. If we weren't in the midst of a Crown Jewel buildup, I think this show would be so much better. But we gotta get past Crown Jewel because we gotta please the prince and get the millions. But we'll get past it soon. Give me your thoughts about the show. I look forward to reading your comments. Matter of fact, you guys have the floor. I am so sorry about these weird scene changes. I don't know why it's messing up right now, but I think we're okay. Thank y'all for being here and making me a part of your day. Got, what, 100 people? Oh man, 100 people in here. A little bit less. Was it 100? Now is it 92? Regardless, while you're all here, I want you guys to take a second to appreciate greatness. Because sitting before you is two of the best wrestling reactors here in the YouTube space. Everyone show your love to A&B Convos Wrestling Edition. Thank you all for being here. Thank you A&B Convos for bringing the people here, because I know some of you are coming over from A&B Convos land. I appreciate it. I see you. Much love. Now, let me get your thoughts on SmackDown. How we feeling about the show? We good with it? Joseph Winter says Lash had an okay match with Piper. It was fine. It was fine. I was very impressed with her strength, but you can tell she's still a little green. And I'm a bit worried that they're calling her up too soon. But fine is better than trash, I guess. But that's my thing, like, okay, don't you want her to be good? Or great? Like, Roxanne is great. Call her up. You know what I mean? Trick Williams is good. Ethan Page is good. Call those guys up. Don't call them up when they're okay. Indy Hartwell is at best okay. She needs to go back to NXT. Sorry. Just saying. But don't call them up when they're just okay. Wait till they're good to great. That's just my thoughts. Xavier Jackson, YouTube member Xavier Jackson. Bayley can sense that they're giving her the Natalya treatment. I believe she's acting accordingly. Well, she's giving them a reason to treat her like Natalya. I love Natalya. But, Natalya is perfectly fine in that role. Natalya doesn't push back. Natty likes being in that role. And so they are perfectly fine having her in that role. Because that's what Natty wants and that's what she likes. If Bayley doesn't like being in that role, then stop acting like you're okay being in that role. I feel like Bayley is being put in that role because she's not trying. So if she's not trying, fuck it. All right, Natalya, here you go. You're Natalya now. Sorry, what do you want them to do? JJ Bulldog, Obafemi is perfect. The ruler. Again, give him the NXT title and move him up quickly.
Sorry to interrupt. Wanted to show some love because of some cool things happening for me lately, and I know for a fact one of the reasons for it is because you inspired me for a long time to just make content. Thank you again, good sir. Just Alyx for life.
Wow. First off, massive donation. 98% of the time. Thank you so much. And real talk, I'm happy I can inspire you. I've been getting that a lot. From content creators telling me that they started making videos because of me. And you gotta understand, y'all see me as this big time YouTuber, AMV Convos. They pump me up all the time. The big dog, which I appreciate. Thank you so much. At the end of the day, y'all, I'm just a guy with a webcam and a microphone that just talks about professional wrestling. That's all I do. And so it means a lot when I hear people say, you inspire me in terms of creating content, putting my face out there, and doing what I love. Man, 98% of the time, trust me when I say this. If you love it, you stick through it, you stick with it, and you create that content that you like and you enjoy liking, you are going to be successful. Maybe one day, dude, we'll be collabing like I do with A&B Combos. And the next thing you know, you'll surpass me. And when you surpass me, I'll be going on your channel so you can help me out. Because dear God, do I need it. Y'all know I'm kidding around. But like seriously, thank you all so much for continuing to support the channel with your donations. But always know, I do my best to make this channel a safe space for people like 98% of the time. 98% of the time. See what I did there? 99%, if not 100% of the time. Because I want people to feel good being themselves. I want people to feel good being wrestling fans. Talking about wrestling. Having their opinions. And so, thank you. Thank you for your donation, but I'm glad I can be an inspiration to you. And whatever you do, man, keep us posted. Keep coming back. By the way, 98% of the time, since you got the money now, and since you over here donating $50, will you be challenging our good friend Debit Money Adams for the championship at Survivor Series? Something to think about. I'm pretty sure the Money Man will be looking forward to seeing you. Not saying you have to, but that would be quite the battle. I'm very curious to know who would be challenging him. I see 3 Dickless in here. Franklin Torres is always around. He just pretends to not be showing up. I know he's here. Franklin. Hey, it's Franklin. You know I be seeing you. Will Omar Feliciano come for the belt? Maybe he wants to be 2-belt Felicianos. We even got King Mike Todd's in the building, and I see you here too, King Tyler. Sir, don't be thinking I don't see you. By the way, what is your content 98% of the time? What do you talk about? Like, are you a wrestling fan, or are you talking about something else? A&B Combos asked that as well. I'm very curious. And if you have a YouTube channel, let me promote it. A lot of people want Bianca to turn heel. I'm seeing that comment a lot too. Yeah, it's probably time we get her some new pants to wear. Because I like her as a babyface, but I feel like we could be doing different things here with her. King Mike Todd's. I'm getting them mixed up with King Tyler. See what I did? King Mike Tyler, King Mike Todd's, and King Tyler. Too many kings. We got 2 kings in the live chat. I mean, this is the place for kings. Anyways, King Tyler says, "Oh, I know you see me." Y'all playing games. 98% of the time just said, "The money man should watch himself. He never knows who might be coming for that belt." And them facts, though. Them facts. Them real big facts. Think about that for a minute. Debit Money Adams. The fact that you got people coming for you, that makes you a legit champion. Because a champion is only as good as his challengers. But remember, if you come for Debit Money Adams, do know, say it with me, everybody's got a price. Let me get a couple more comments. Let me get some scores. Let me read some scores here. What did y'all rate the show? So, SD Kai gave it a 7.5 out of 10. Joseph Winters gave it an 8 out of 10. JJ, who let the dogs out, gave it a 9 out of 10. All right, these are some high scores. I like it. No grades. People are just giving me numbers. Rickety, what's good, Rickety? Again, from the land of A&B Combos. I see Wesley Franklin, not Franklin Torres. We got a lot of Franklins in here as well. Lash Legend versus Jay Cargill. How do I feel about that? Well, Dominic, I saw what you did there. Dominic. I'm for it, but not right now. Let's let both of them get a little bit better inside the ring first. And I love Jay Cargill, but she still needs some work. King Tyler gave it a 7 out of 10. Nothing wrong with that. Dylan Danger gave it a 9 out of 10. Yeah, I feel like we're kind of in the range of it was good to great. Good to great is where SmackDown is sitting right now. Yeah, I think honestly it surpassed Raw. Raw's been kind of struggling with quality since it went back to 2 hours. Not saying it's a bad show, but you can tell it's not as strong as it once was when it was 3 hours, and it's gonna take them time to make that work. Let's see, 98% of the time says, I haven't made the jump to YouTube yet. I'm doing various topics on TikTok, wrestling, anime, games. Oh, bro. All 3 of those are some strong niches. So when you start your YouTube channel, my suggestion is you pick one and you lean into it. I would watch out for doing too many niches on your channel. I'm not saying you can't do it. If you want to, don't let me stop you. But for your YouTube channel to be successful, especially nowadays, I would lean heavily into one of those. So if you want to join wrestling, trust me, I got you. I would suggest you create a secondary channel for that. And then your main channel could be anime. Now, there are some genres that do bleed into each other. Like, if you did anime and games, that's fine. If you did wrestling and games, that's fine. Like, games being like a secondary part of your channel would actually help you. Just be careful. Just be careful with doing too many genres, doing too many niches for your YouTube channel, because they will punish you. Just a little advice from your boy. What happened to Michael Cole? That is a good question. What did they say? Was Michael Cole sick? That's a good question. I didn't hear what they said. All right, y'all, look, I would love to stay here. But I'm going to go ahead and move things along because I got to get out of here. So, again, thank you all so much for making me a part of your day. As you follow out, do all the YouTube things. Like the video, subscribe, click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. Show your love to A&B Convos. Show your love to the partners of this broadcast, of course, Mint Mobile. And we got more live streams coming your way. Next week is going to be a very simple week. Raw, SmackDown, and of course, AEW, whatever else is going on. It's going to be a very straightforward weekly live stream review until we get to, of course, again, I don't know if I'm going to be talking about Crown Jewel. I don't really feel the need to, but we got to the end of November. That's how long away the pay-per-views are. Because the first week is going to be Full Gear, and then the very next week is Survivor Series. So, stay tuned for more content here, right here in Alyx's world. A place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. And I'll catch you guys next time. I'm out. Deuce. Oh, when you're